All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Monday. Not too bad. Looks like it might rain, though. So.
Yeah.
But rainy days and Mondays go together. I learned this a long time ago. Better to have it on a Monday. You got to have it, right? So you might as well put it on a Monday.
Exactly.
We have had quite a few conversations, not just on the air, but even off the air. And I'm guessing we're not alone in this. Conversation with people who say, "Oh, I can't eat that. It'll give me gas. I can't eat that." You know, we sort of know as we go through life what things you should eat and what things you shouldn't eat, right? Mm-hmm. Dr. Jillian Sarno Teta is on the phone. She is a naturopathic physician. Hope I said that right. She's the creator of the Fix Your Digestion Gut Restoration Program. Okay, we just got everybody's attention with that. She's the president of the North Carolina Association for Naturopathic Physicians, and she writes for a load of different publications that specialize in health care, like Natural Triad, Forsyth Woman, Pain Pathways, On Fitness, and Dr. Oz Online. And she's written her own wonderful book. It's titled Natural Solutions for Digestive Health, Relief from the most common problems, including, I'll give a shot at trying to pronounce all these, acid reflux, IBS, gas, constipation, diarrhea, Crohn's disease, ulcers, children's digestive issues, and she's got a website she's going to tell us about as well. So looking forward to hearing everything she's got to say. And your phone calls are also a part of this as well. If you'd like to call in and speak to the doctor, the number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Boy, that was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Dr. Jillian Sarno Teta. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Oh, thank you. Are you in North Carolina right now?
I am. It looks like it's going to rain here, too.
I love North Carolina. Where are you in North Carolina?
I'm in Winston-Salem.
Okay. The cigarette capital, right?
Probably. It's the what? The bread capital.
The cigarette capital.
Here.
Yeah. You know what there is, Doctor? There's a little delay, and it's making it sound like we're talking over you, and I apologize for that. So I'll try to wait before I say something. Do we all change, or do the digestive... how do I answer this? How do I ask this? When I was a kid, I could eat stuff I can't eat now. I'll put it that way. Is that true for all of us?
Well, here's the thing. As we get older, our digestive system does face certain changes. In particular, our ability to make digestive factors like digestive enzymes and stomach acid, this slowly decreases over time. In terms of other foods, however, or I used to be able to eat this, but now I can't. What I found is that the body for a really long time can compensate, right? It's great at compensating. Us humans are great at compensating. But at some point in time, our body is no longer able to compensate anymore. And then those foods that we used to be able to eat without problem now all of a sudden are giving us issues.
So the culprits for me, gosh, how do I say this? The culprits for me, I don't know. I think anything that I can pretty much eat anything, but usually the culprits for me would be like a real spicy thing, like a spicy hot dog will sometimes do it for me. I don't know, but never used to. I don't even know what to ask.
Yeah, so spicy foods can be problematic for people, especially in terms of indigestion, or reflux, or heartburn, not just because they themselves are inherently spicy, but also because at the bottom of our esophagus, right, in between the esophagus and the stomach is a little trap door, okay? And we call that, it's called the lower esophageal sphincter. And it's supposed to stay closed all the time unless you're swallowing something. And what this does is it helps keep your stomach acid where it belongs in your stomach. Spicy foods can make this trap door kind of loosey-goosey. So you're more likely to have a little bit of burning or reflux with spicy foods precisely for this reason.
Oh, really? So that would explain maybe why you would have these nasty, like, after eating burps?
Yes. And so nasty after eating burps can be caused by a couple of things. One, it can be caused by the food that you're eating, right? Maybe it's not a great food for you. Maybe you ate too much of it. But it also can be because you didn't chew your food well. And it also could be because your body's not producing enough digestive enzymes or digestive factors, including stomach acid, to actually help your body break that down. And so when our food's not being optimally broken down, we have these sort of like large unbroken particles. Then you get belching, you get gas, you get a little bit of bloating, you can get some crampy, spasmy feelings in your intestines, gas pains and things like that.
Dairy is a very interesting product, particularly milk, because sometimes a person will grow up, they'll have milk all the time as a child, all of a sudden they'll hit their 20s and they'll become lactose intolerant. And why does that happen?
Yeah, that's a great question, Robin. And milk is interesting because milk has more than just lactose. So we also have a protein in milk called casein, which is milk protein. And then we also have whey. And so lactose or casein and whey all can be problematic for people. Now, in someone who has a lactose issue, they can't break down lactose, but they used to be able to, that usually is because their body, for whatever reason, and it could be a wide variety of reasons, stops making the enzyme lactase, which breaks down lactose. And so then you have this big unbroken lactose molecules that are in your body, and that creates gas, bloating, the same sort of litany of symptoms, and can create a real issue. So, sometimes it's from stress, sometimes it's from improper diet, eating too many other problematic foods or too much of something. It could be due to shifts in your beneficial bacterial population. We have this huge 4 pounds worth, 100 trillion cells of bacteria that live in our guts and provide a wide variety of services for us. So there's several reasons why we can lose that ability to digest certain foods.
Oh, really?
Sometimes if we just cut foods out for a while and do things to repair the gut, like take probiotics or enzymes or gut repairing nutrients, get some sleep, de-stress a little bit, often we can reintroduce those foods back in. Not all the time, but sometimes our body just needs a little vacation from them.
Really? And you say probiotics. We've heard before that antibiotics are, when you take an antibiotic to repair something or help with an ailment, while it does what's needed to be done to take care of the bad stuff, it's also getting rid of some of the good stuff as well.
Yes, you're exactly right. I call antibiotics indiscriminate killers, meaning they will and can kill bacteria that are creating an illness. If you've got bronchitis or, some type of bacterial infection, urinary tract infection, yet because they are indiscriminate, they also can wipe out the good guys or compromise them in some way. For this reason, I will often have people who take an antibiotic to also take a probiotic alongside with it. The probiotic will not interfere with the efficacy of the antibiotic, but will offset and prevent some of the side effects from antibiotic use.
Oh, really? And does the probiotic have a purpose if you're not taking an antibiotic? In other words, would it, and I know that they sell it at the health food store, but what's the real scoop on that?
Yes. So probiotics are very interesting because your listeners who sort of keep their fingers on the pulse of health news probably are nodding their heads because probiotics have been in the news more and more and more. So probiotics are a supplemental form of that beneficial bacteria that lives in our body. This bacteria not only helps us with digestion in terms of breaking down certain foods and helping us metabolize that, it also helps us manufacture vitamins and minerals. It also helps us with our immune function. They are also implicated in our body composition in terms of our amount of relative lean, our lean muscle mass to our fat mass. They've been connected to optimal cholesterol and triglyceride levels, blood pressure, our brain. They do so many things for us, and we're just getting started figuring out all these things that they do for us.
Wow. Doctor, we have to take a little break and do some commercials, but we will be right back. Interesting stuff from Dr. Jillian Sarno Teta. Her book is called Natural Solutions for Digestive Health. We'll be back with Dr. Teta right after these words. Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Coming August 8th and 9th, the first annual WOCA Bike Fest. How would you like a chance to win a 2014 Harley Street Glide? How about a 2014 Indian Chief Vintage? The tickets are only $100 each, and each chance drawing has only 599 tickets. Now that is some great odds. All proceeds go to ARC. Questions, call 387-2210. The number again is 387-2210. WOCA Bike Fest. We'll see you there.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Yeehaw! Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ, you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
All right, 12 minutes now before 11 o'clock. It's amazing when you're talking to somebody who's talking about your digestive system, right? And you hear all these commercials for food. All of a sudden you realize, oh, there's something right there.
Yeah.
Everything looks so good, right? So we are on the phone with Dr. Jillian Sarno Teta. Her book is called Natural Solutions for Digestive Health. Dr. Teta, thank you for hanging in with us through the break.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you guys had me on anyway.
So let me ask you about some of the things that are on the list of things that are listed here that seem more serious than others. For example, gas doesn't seem as serious as Crohn's disease. Ulcers looks like a serious word there. Some of these things are often have been debilitating. Gas is one thing, but so what role does the food? Do we perhaps contribute to our own discomfort without even knowing it?
Oh, absolutely. So let's take something like a diagnosable digestive disorder, something like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or an ulcer. So many people who have Crohn's disease, they already know that they have it, right? I mean, so we don't need to go into how do you get worked up for Crohn's. However, from the conventional medical approach, dealing with something like Crohn's disease or inflammatory bowel disease, the scope is quite limited. It's essentially medications. When from an integrative perspective or like a broader, more comprehensive look, there is a lot that you can do in terms of looking at your nutrition, and even particularly in accounts of inflammatory bowel disease, certain products that we use in our personal care or our house care, like things that have surfactants in them. So the surfactants SLS and DSS. These compounds are actually used to induce colitis or inflammatory bowel disease in mice models as scientists study them.
Wow.
So people that have these diseases should not have these in their home.
What are they?
It can exacerbate symptoms. So these are surfactants. They're called sodium lauryl sulfate and then dextrum sodium sulfate. And all you need to do is just look on the back of your dishwashing detergent or your shampoo. So these are products that are in any type of soap. So body wash, soaps, shampoos, dish detergent, dishwasher detergent, laundry detergent. People that have inflammatory bowel disease, they want to find an alternative version that is SLS and DSS free. And there are plenty options like that available in the marketplace.
Oh, wow. So in other words, things that are not ingested actually affect our digestive system.
Oh, absolutely. So surfactants can, and then, for somebody that has celiac disease or who has non-celiac gluten intolerance or gluten sensitivity, gluten products, wheat protein is also in a lot of products. It's in a lot of shampoos and conditioners. It's in a lot of lotions. And so we want to be mindful of reading our labels of anything that's not only going into our body, but also on our body. Because, our skin, we absorb a lot through our skin.
Yeah, we sure do.
So is this some of the basis for food allergies then? Because I think more and more people are getting food allergies these days than as previous times.
Yes, you're absolutely right. The prevalence of food allergies and food sensitivities is absolutely on the rise. And in children, we've been able to link this to a few things. We have an increased prevalence of birth via cesarean section. So when a baby is born via C-section, they actually miss out on some of the inoculation with beneficial bacteria from our mothers that we get through a natural birth.
Oh, really?
Or a vaginal birth, a standard birth. Yes. So what this does, if these babies are not immediately given a probiotic, this can set the stage for shifts in their immune system that make them more prone to be allergic, more prone to have asthma, more prone to have eczema, more prone to get ear infections more frequently. This is quite well documented in the literature, and also children that are in urban environments where there's higher levels of particulates in the air, pollution, persistent organic compounds, toxicants. Unfortunately, we are living, in the U.S. at least, in a really unprecedented time. The amount of chemicals that are in our environment, in the soil, water, and air, and that are also introduced each year, new chemicals. So all of these things sort of coalesce, and then we add in a few layers of stress to that, and then maybe an improper diet and over-medication with certain drugs. We are really setting the stage for digestive dysfunction. And you see that in the prevalence of digestive distress and also the amount of money that we spend on digestive aids.
Doctor, do probiotics occur in natural food, or like could I eat some lettuce and get probiotics or something, or is it have to be supplemented?
No, you actually can find probiotics in fermented foods. So in foods like sauerkraut and real pickles and kombucha, and in certain, if people can tolerate it, yogurt. So there are a wide variety of foods that contain probiotics. And also, if you happen to get your veggies or your fruits from a farmer's market and or from your own backyard, you're probably getting a few probiotics in there as well.
Is the yogurt considered dairy?
Yogurt is a dairy, yes. Anything that is milk-based, whether it's cow milk or sheep milk or goat milk, that's all dairy products. And dairy is one of those things where we really want to take it on a case-by-case basis, because the truth is some people can tolerate dairy products just fine. They don't create any digestive distress. They don't create any other symptoms in the body. But then for other people, dairy products are like the Terminator. They really can tear them up. So it's very important to take things on a case-by-case basis.
The book, again, is called Natural Solutions for Digestive Health. Our guest is Dr. Jillian Sarno Teta, and the book is written by Dr. Teta and Jeanette Bessinger, it says here. So in the book, we have perhaps a roadmap, kind of metaphorically speaking, to feeling better after we eat. It says here the 5 worst things we can do to trash our digestive system, how to, what was the other one? The gut restoration program. Talk a little bit about those things.
Yes. So the gut restoration program actually is probably the centerpiece of my book, Natural Solutions for Digestive Health. And what this is a step-by-step, multi-week process that people can implement in their daily lives to help themselves get to the root of their digestive issues. Like, in other words, what is actually causing their problems, and then how to turn that around and fix it and feel better. So in the program, we talk a lot about nutrition, and we even have an entire meal plan, including recipes and when to eat what, and so on and so forth, if a person chooses, and also a supplement schedule of gut healing nutrients and also things like probiotics and enzymes, all of these things that help tune digestive function, and then simple steps to help you de-stress or compensate healthily for your stress, all at the same time.
And there's part of that.
Very,
I'm sorry, that was me talking over you because I thought you were done because of the delay there. But I wanted to ask about bloating or the sense of bloating. What causes that?
So bloating can be caused, if we went through a list of all the things that could cause bloat, there would be dozens of things on there. But the most common culprits are usually one of 3 things. One, it's usually a food that we're eating. We all know like the common gassy foods, right? Things like beans, things like cabbage. We know that, right? But there's also other foods like breads and pastas and bagels, like milk products, like sugar, like fake sugars, like protein bars and protein powders. All of these can also be gas forming. Also, sometimes people, when they are eating, they're eating on the run. They're not chewing their food. They're bolting it down. They're talking with their mouth full. They're doing 3 things at once when they eat. This actually introduces a lot of air into the system. So this can create gas and bloating. And then the third, probably most common reason for gas and bloating is simply as we get older, we don't really produce enough of the factors, the digestive factors, that are necessary or required to break down our food biochemically. And so then we can get gas and bloating from that as well.
And what is Candida, and why does Neil Diamond sing about it?
Yeah.
Well, something I don't know about that, but Candida is a type of yeast that is present in some people in tiny amounts as part of the normal flora, but if given an opportunity, it is very opportunistic and fast-growing and can create, an infection and lots of problems. So it's one of those things that it's easy to test for. It's just a simple little stool test that costs less than $100. But is also something that can create a world of trouble for people.
Wow. I have a copy of the book, so let me give it away. We've got less than a minute. If you want the book called Natural Solutions for Digestive Health, you can call me right now. One person will get it. It includes, by the way, recipes and a 28-day meal plan. And this is great for a lot of digestive problems, including children's digestive problems. So give me a call, 622-9622, and I'll give you the one I have. The rest of us have to go buy it. Dr. Teta, do you have a website you can tell us about?
I do. The website is called gutrestoration.com. It's got my blog. It's got my co-author Jeanette's blog on it. It's got the book is on there. All of our social media contacts, everything you would ever need to know about either one of us is on there.
Oh, good information. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
O'Neill, the shelling continues in Gaza. Word from Palestinian officials that Israeli tanks have hit a hospital.
At least 4 people were killed and 60 wounded, including 30 hospital staff. The Israeli military say they're looking into the report.
Fox News Radio's Emily Wither in Jerusalem.
The number of dead is rising on both sides. With over 500 Palestinians killed, many are civilians, and 20 Israelis, 2 are civilians, and 2 of the soldiers are Americans.
Crews in Washington state hope cooler temperatures help them battle several wildfires. This woman evacuated her home in Carlton.
I can't panic because if I panic, then my kids are going to panic and my mom's going to panic, and then it just won't stop.
One fire has scorched 370 square miles. Prosecutors are charging a Stockton, California man with a triple murder in the deaths of a woman taken hostage during a bank robbery and police shootout last week.